So your professor explained to me that several of you asked how I became interested in math in the first place. When I was in the fourth grade, there were these challenge problems in the margin of the textbook that were designed, I guess, to interest students in the subject. And there was this one blurb about something called the four color problem, which is this: that hundreds of years ago, cartographers noticed that they never seemed to need more than four colors to color the countries in a map, so that no two countries that shared a border were the same color. And the problem was, if you drew any set of countries, any set of regions, whether they were real countries or imagined countries, would you never need more than four colors to color the map, so that no two countries, no two regions that shared a border were the same color. And according to the blurb, nobody had ever been able to prove this. And so I started in my notebooks, amongst all my other doodles, drawing regions, trying to, draw a map where I would need more than four colors, so that, I didn't know whether this was true or false, and I was trying to prove maybe it was false. And I started drawing these regions, these little maps, and I'm wondering whether my teachers wondered what I was doing when I drew these funny little maps in my notes. But I never found a map that required more than four colors. And when I got into high school, I came up with a proof that you couldn't draw five regions, five countries, each of which touched the other four. And I thought I had solved the four color problem. And even though my proof was right, I didn't realize until later that that didn't actually solve the four color problem. What I also didn't realize is, about the time that I read this in my textbook, the problem was actually solved. After hundreds of years, the problem was actually solved. I didn't, my textbook was too old to record that, and books in the library that I had access to were too old to record that. I didn't know anybody who was interested in math, really. There was nobody I could ask. And so it was years before I found out that there was a solution out there. But that didn't stop me from having fun with the problem. Just because somebody else knew the answer didn't affect me. And over the years, I found other problems that I really fell in love with. And when I was a graduate student, actually interviewing for a job, I was assigned another graduate student who was supposed to show me around. I was a possible new professor, and they were supposed to show me around, and they took me to all these different places. And he took me to a restaurant for dinner so I could get, used to the city. And I knew a bunch of sort of math puzzles, and he knew a bunch of math puzzles. And for me, math has always sort of been very much about the puzzles and solving and the challenge and the beauty of it. And we started exchanging puzzles over dinner. It was just, when you meet somebody who has a shared interest, you want to share it. And we were having a great time. And sooner or later, the next table was listening in, and then another table was listening in, and our server was over at our table, and she was working on problems, and she brought us a problem that she knew. And the service in our part of the restaurant basically just ground to a halt. And it was just this wonderful experience that math sort of spilled over, and what I find beautiful about it was shared by everybody else. Now, that's not the only thing I find beautiful about mathematics, solving problems. There's the insight, the understanding, but that's one of the things that's always been very special to me. In terms of the building the map navigation program in high school, I don't know how I got that idea in the first place. And it didn't occur to me that when I was building the little map that I had you navigate, that I was going back to the same problem that I didn't come up with a very good solution for the first time. But maybe subconsciously there was something in my mind about that. But either way, the first time when I built the navigation software, even though it didn't work very well, and this time building that little application for you to play around with, I had a great time both times. And I hope you did too. So thanks for listening.